I was telling Carly off air that the second that I was looking hot, it was the day where I was like, I'm feeling myself. Like I'm looking really hot and good. I was wearing red tank top. I'll like post the clip. I was like, like I've made it over the bend. He got me pregnant that day.
We
That's
also
how.
had like a night out away from the kids. We were traveling.
Hey, I have, you know how like Michael looks at you and you get pregnant?
Yeah.
I have, I think, a scientific, validated in science theory on why you guys get pregnant so easily. And I think it's because you guys take a lot of royal jelly. You guys like the brain health product.
I was going to say,
and that has so much royal jelly in it.
About that on here.
No, but seriously, they're like, royal jelly is amazing for fertility for men and women. It actually improves the quality of your sperm. And then for women, there was a study done in rodents, it increases your follicular growth. So it's like amazing for your ovaries. So when you're trying, like right now, we're about to start trying. We haven't started yet because I'm skinny now. So I'm like, great. But we always take a lot of royal jelly in my house, but we're like on it.
Okay, so
it's the jelly,
I
Lauren.
thought that I was taking the royal jelly shots, which I do once a day.
Yeah.
For nature's Adderall.
It is nature's Adderall.
But it also supports fertility.
So it's really interesting because the Western world has focused on royal jelly for the brain. There's been a lot of studies on helping with concussion recovery, preventing neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's, dementia, and just like generally helping with focus, memory, concentration. That's why we call it liquid Adderall, our brain health product. But then like Eastern science, like traditional Chinese medicine, has always used royal jelly in fertility for men and women. And now we're just starting to see the Western world kind of catch up, and we're starting to see more studies in this area. But there's now a lot of research looking at royal jelly for supporting fertility, for improving sperm quality, also helping with hormonal balance generally, even for like menopausal symptoms.
Michael now thinks he has royal jelly sperm because you're saying this. There's so many jokes that I could say.
I got that royal jelly.
Michael has royal jelly on him.
I'm not gonna lie, it's like it improves your sperm quality. So not the craziest.
Carly, I gotta be honest. I've had enough sperm to last me a lifetime. I'm spermed out.
But no, I mean, I think like that's the thing is like you know, I like, listen, the jelly I'm sure helps, obviously. But I will say, like, she was looking good in that red tank top, and that's like, you know, that's what got going.
It's insane though. Could I have had like a month?
I know.
Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just a month. So the last time we saw you, you did not have a little girl.
No, I did not. She's 22 months now, so she's still really 22. Oh my God. She's not 22 months. She's 20 months.
20 months.
Yeah.
God forbid that extra 2 months.
You know what? The month thing is tough for me. The month thing, I don't like, my brain doesn't think like that. It thinks in years.
I just signed her up for a program that's 18 to 22 months. And so that's why I said that. But yeah.
Okay. So what has happened?
Lauren, that's such bullshit. Lauren is she said, we're having a birthday party for Bond. I go, Bond is 4 months old. She's like, yeah, we're having a 4-month birthday party. I'm like, that is not a birthday.
Here's my theory on this. Listen up. I like to have a fun moment every single day for my kids, my two older kids. I try to do something fun. Like today we're going to the pumpkin patch. And I was like, okay, he's 4 months. This is like an opportunity to make it fun for them.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a little girl, settle in, my dad, he threw a birthday party when my little sister Faye was born. Like, it was just him and I, but it's like a memory that I have.
On her birthday.
So my kids are going to have the memory of celebrating Bond's 4-month birthday with piñatas and clam linguine at my dad's house.
Yeah.
Any excuse for piñatas and clam linguine.
Welcome to the show. What has changed in your life since you've been on?
Okay,
let's get an update.
So most important, I have a little girl. She's amazing. So that was an incredible life change. She actually has inspired and informed a lot of my products. My line has grown. We've moved. We still do a ton of stuff for adults, but we started making kids products. And that really was because I went into the pharmacy section and I was like disgusted. I was like, I'm not giving a single thing here to my daughter. And we got to work and we created an incredible line of medicine and health products for kids. And so my little girl like never gets sick, which is amazing. And yeah, that's really it. We're living in LA. My husband's opening a karaoke bar, so that's really fun. It's called Mic Drop. That's actually new. last time I saw you guys, so he founded Dos Toros. He sold it in 2020, and he's been doing real estate projects, and he's following his passion and opening a karaoke bar.
Good for him.
I feel like I'm really good at karaoke.
Okay, well, you should come. So I have a really terrible voice, but I have so much energy when I'm singing karaoke that like people kind of get into it. And I think because my voice is bad, they're like, let's get into this for her. And so I get a lot of energy going in a karaoke bar.
Well, you just need to have some royal jelly down your throat and it lubes it up.
Well, I have so much propolis that I can sing forever.
So when you make a statement like my daughter never gets sick, what are the for the people that are listening and wondering like why, how, like why do you think that is?
So I know why it is. It's because she takes a lot of propolis. I take a lot of propolis. So for people,
every parent is like,
well,
podcast is done. Every parent just ordered it.
I used to get sick all the time. I mean, this company started. I started beekeeping because my immune system was absolute garbage. I was always getting sick. I'm autoimmune. I can't take antibiotics, so I would get sick with these viral things and then just be like sick for weeks at a time. And what's in our medicine is disgusting, from red dyes to artificial sweeteners, petroleum-based dyes. Like there's all kinds of stuff. And our medicine is really more of a Band-Aid solution. Like we're not
stripping our glutathione.
Yeah, it's not good. And so when I was introduced to propolis, it completely changed my health. It like blew my mind. I stopped getting sick. My skin changed. Everything changed. I was so in love with it that I started beekeeping. And then I went down the research rabbit hole and I was like, oh my God, there's so many clinical studies on propolis. How come we only hear about honey when this other thing that the bees make, propolis, is like so powerful? So propolis is literally, it's the medicine of the hive. It comes from plant and tree resin. So if you think about the base ingredient is like the immune system of the tree. So it's like sap. It's the immunoproperties of the plant itself. The bees will mix it with their enzymes. They use it to keep the hive protected from like germs, bacteria, pathogens. And for humans, it's like your bodyguard in a bottle. It's like your natural defense. And so I spray propolis in my mouth every day. I spray it in my baby's mouth and we never get sick. And like, I have been in rooms with people who have COVID. When my daughter was 2 months old, my mom came to visit and I was like very intense about germs and everything. My mom wore a mask on the plane. She comes to visit us. She's like kissing the baby. She's all up in there as a grandmother is. And 2 days later, she tests positive for COVID. And so I was like, amazing, great. My daughter and I both did not get COVID though. And I honestly think it's because I was breastfeeding. I was taking so much propolis, so she was getting it through me. I took propolis my whole pregnancy. And when she got old enough, I started giving her all of these products. And a lot of the products I literally made for her. And I think when you have a lot of propolis in your system, when you have a lot of propolis in your system, it acts as a barrier against viruses, pathogens, germs, bacteria, and it really just helps to support and balance your immune system.
Every single parent that's listening right now, it pictures that meme. I just showed it to you the other day of a virus walking down a runway, and it's like the latest virus that my kid has brought home from school.
Oh, it's wild when they go to school.
When you say you give your daughter propolis, like really get granular there. What does that mean? Are you giving the spray only? Are you doing other things, or is it just the kids spray?
So we do other things. So in my house, the only sweetener I use to bake, to cook, whatever, it's our superfood honey. Okay. So we use that a lot. So she's just like getting that in whatever she's eating.
And this has propolis in it.
That has propolis. So that's like a medicinal grade honey. So it has propolis, royal jelly, and bee pollen. Amazing. In medicinal grade dosages. So you really only need 1 teaspoon a day. I'm taking that like crazy right now for fertility.
Other honeys don't have propolis?
Mm-mm.
Got it.
No. Other honeys don't have propolis. So in the hive, we basically replicated the natural environment of the hive with that product because there's propolis, honey, royal jelly found in the hive. So it's kind of an all-in-one. But I give her the propolis throat spray every day. I do 4 sprays every day. My baby does 4 sprays every day of our kids' prop. And then let's say we're traveling, which she comes with me traveling all the time. I will give her our nasal spray. So if you think about how you get sick, it's kind of disgusting. You're inhaling other people's particles that are just in the air. And how they get into your system, it's through your mouth and through your nose. So if you have propolis in your nose, our nasal spray, and propolis in your mouth, our throat spray, you have a barrier against all of these viruses, all of these gross things that you're inhaling.
For my friends that are hooking up with a lot of girls, this doesn't protect against syphilis. So don't get any ideas.
Yeah, it doesn't do that. But it can prevent you from getting sick, from getting, all of the stuff that happens that, this time of year actually. So when we're traveling, I'm giving her that. And then I'm pretty anti candy and treats, but our kids' lollipops are just like a vehicle to get propolis, zinc, and vitamin D into her body.
We give them when the kids are on a walk.
Yeah.
We go on a walk. We're like, here's a lollipop. It's on a walk.
Yeah, it's a great way to get them to do that.
Yeah.
Dangling the carrot.
They don't bribe your kids. I'm like, we're bribing the shit out of our kids.
You have to.
I'm all, if you do this, you get a Skittle. And then they're like, that's a horrible, I'm like, oh my God, you can't win. So on a daily basis, you're doing 4 sprays of the kids' propolis spray. You're doing a scoop of honey and you're doing the lollipops. And you're telling me that your daughter has never been sick.
She has never been sick. She had like a runny nose 2 times. That's happened 2 times, and she recovered in 24 hours. I give her when she was sick, I gave her our kids' cough syrup, and I gave her our nasal spray, and within like a day, it was gone.
That cough syrup is the best cough syrup. Do not sleep on that cough syrup.
The cough syrup's really good.
The cough syrup, the elderberry one. That elderberry, when I am sick, I like leave it by my bed and just like take a chug. I don't know if you're supposed to do that. And the one that's for kids is the best syrup. I forgot you had that.
Yeah, we were in Costa Rica with a bunch of my friends and their kids. All of the kids got sick. All of the kids got this really severe virus. They were throwing up really sick. My kid was the only one that didn't get sick.
So the propolis essentially, tell me if this sounds wrong, protects the open, what's it called? The open pathways from germs and gross orifices getting in.
Yeah. And it's kind of cool because we know about adaptogens. You know how adaptogens work with your system to prevent stress. Propolis is an immunomodulatory agent, so it actually works with your immune system. So if you have an autoimmune condition like I do, it will work to balance it. So we have a lot of people with Lyme disease or just different things where they're super sensitive to medication. And propolis is something where it's like super powerful and effective at knocking out the virus, and it's not going to like kick your system into overdrive. And so you can kind of think about propolis as just a defensive barrier against germs, bacteria, viruses. And then it's also very powerful at fighting inflammation.
So okay, you guys have done an incredible job of coming out with this assortment of products that I think a lot of parents think of as just greater alternatives than what's out there. When you start looking through the ingredients of what's currently on the shelves, what most people use, and, for the people that are like, well, I usually use NyQuil or I use Dayquil, like, what are some of the risks and then rewards of using one versus the other? Because that's something that now as we're parents, we think about a lot.
Yeah. So there's a lot of problems with traditional medicine. And that's why our whole thing is to reinvent the medicine cabinet. So in traditional medicine, first of all, the active ingredients in cough syrup, if in your Robitussin, NyQuil, whatever, it's going to be one of 2 things, phenylephrine or dextromethorphan. Phenylephrine was just recalled by the FDA because it straight up doesn't work. So this is like the active ingredient. It's a chemical that's been in our cough syrup forever.
That's the one where they like all the NyQuils and everything. They're saying it never worked in the beginning.
Yeah, they're like, this never worked. So this was total placebo. It's just a chemical you've all been using. And then dextromethorphan is the other one. And there was a pretty large study looking at upper pediatric respiratory infections, and it found that buckwheat honey was just as effective as dextro for treating upper pediatric respiratory infections. So it's not like it was like close to as good. It was like, no, this was just as good for treating, and it had all of these positive effects, whereas dextromethorphan is just a synthetic chemical. And so for me, I'm like, why would we ever take that? Why would we ever give that to our kids? If there are natural ways to fix these things. And the other thing with a lot of the medicines out there and in the pharmacy section, they're just Band-Aids. Like they'll numb our throat or they'll mask the symptom, but it's just chemicals masking the system. It's doing nothing for your overall immune health. And your immune system is the foundation of everything. If your immune system isn't working, you are not going to get very far. And so using bee products, which have been used for thousands of years, these like kind of ancient remedies that we're really trying to bring to the forefront, things like propolis, to balance your immune system and prevent getting sick, I think like that's just kind of essential in today's modern busy world.
Yeah, I'm not like, I'm spiritual, but I start to think about like these bees, and we were doing some prep work, and the team is fascinated by bees. They're like, yeah, let's talk about all the stuff you're doing, but they want it. Everyone's like, what is going on with the bees?
Mm-hmm.
How do they create? Like, tell me if I'm wrong. They say that like some of the honey they create like can never go bad.
Honey's the only food on the planet that never expires. It's because the enzyme content.
Crazy. So like you could just leave it out, or not out, but
they found it in Egyptian tombs and it was nutritionally intact.
The bees have, this is a good frequency.
Yeah, they do.
Why do I feel that?
Well, first of all, they literally do. The sound they make, the hum of the hive, it's incredibly meditative. So if you're around bees, it puts you... So beekeepers of all professions have the lowest incidence of cancer. And so working with the bees, taking their products, it's very powerful. There's, propolis, I'm talking about it a lot for immune health, but it does a lot to reduce inflammation. And inflammation is the root cause of so many diseases today.
Let me ask you this seriously, actually, because we talked about it a long time when we talked. Okay, we have this new property out here. There's some space. If I wanted to set up personally some hives for me, like how much does that take? Like what does it entail? Like how much work am I looking at?
It's not that much work. I
could be a good beekeeper. I feel like
I think you can do it.
Great. I was just gonna say, I feel like this would calm your mind. It's meditative.
I think you should do it.
Wait,
I might have to call you.
How many times do you get
I'll help
stung?
you.
Okay, but hold on. For the people,
you get stung a lot?
I do. Actually, not as much as you think. I've been stung a lot, but bee venom has crazy, amazing properties
we
too.
We have to pause because I have a whole thing on bee venom.
Yeah.
But I really want to know for the people that are interested. Like, listen, I heard David Beckham is now beekeeping. James Hetfield, who's the lead singer of Metallica, is a big beekeeper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of people love beekeeping. And if someone wanted to get into beekeeping, what does it actually entail?
So we would get you a hive. We would order some bees from Europe. You would have to get all of the gear to manage them. So you'd wear a full beekeeping suit. You'd have a smoker. You'd be using essential oils.
It's like the people in ET helping ET. I don't know.
But see, like when I beekeep now, I'm not wearing the full suit because I'm pretty comfortable with them and I'm used to it.
Do they get comfortable with you, or they're like, oh, Carly's here? Like they know who you are?
I think they do. So bees, one of the ways they communicate is through pheromones. So if your body's in a calm state, if you're not releasing like stress signals, then the bees will be a lot more calm. It also depends on the bees you have. Like
sounds like me.
See, these are like magical, mythical creatures, Lauren.
I mean,
pheromones, they're producing stuff that never expires.
You're telling me about you are so funny.
No, but I know that I've known this about bees.
I already know that. Thank you.
Okay. So it's not like and then what is like a week of beekeeping look like? And then I promise we'll move along.
So it's not as much it's not as high maintenance as you think because you're not in there. Like you want to let them do their thing. You're more managing them. It's not like a pet in the sense that you're like taking them for walks and everything.
I'm a good manager, Carson. I could manage.
Yeah, you can do it. It's more you're kind of like checking in on them once a week, making sure things look good. Harvesting some of their products, maybe making space.
Do you have to winterize the bees out here?
How cold does it get here? You might, but you just wrap the hives. That's okay. They bundle together for warmth over winter.
Instead of golf, you'll pick up beekeeping.
I'd much rather do
I love that
beekeeping
for
than
you.
Golf. I do too. No, I really might actually have to.
The reason I feel like he would like this is I think you like activities that are by yourself. And I think it's meditative. And I think the humming sound is really good for you specifically because you're always... I call it saber-toothed tiger. He's looking for the saber-toothed tiger.
They're like, hey, Michael, me and the guys, we're out for a round of golf. Like, sorry, guys, I got to go tend to the hive.
But also there's something tangible that comes out of it, which is the honey, right?
Yeah.
So he would feel...
You can get honey. You can harvest your own propolis. You can harvest your own pollen. The only thing about harvesting... So this is a big thing with local bee products. And I don't want to deter anyone from beekeeping. So everyone do it. But... all of our bees are outside of the U.S. because of the pesticide problem here. So I won't eat local honey. I'd love to. I wish I could.
Carly.
I will not buy honey from the farmer's market. Do you know how much money my company would save if we sourced from the U.S.? I'm crate shipping from Europe.
That's where we get our honey too. We get it at the farmer's market.
Okay, but so you're saying is that and is there any way?
Yeah, but isn't people who are working at the farmer's market? There's no pesticides, right?
So here's the thing. You can have certified organic honey. You can put a hive on certified organic ground, but it's not like blueberries. They're not going to stay put. The bees will forage for a 5-mile radius. So unless they can guarantee 5 miles on all sides of clean ground, it's pretty likely that they're getting pesticide exposure. And there are some people that have that, but it's pretty rare. A lot of the agricultural space in the US is used by larger companies that are using pesticides. And we have done soil sample testing. We've done we're the only bee product company that third-party pesticide tests all of our raw products.
So you're saying if I had my own hive and my own bees and I didn't have any pesticides on my property, still they could go to other properties in a 5-mile radius?
In a 5-mile radius,
and
yes.
That's what brings the contamination of pesticides.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a real bummer.
It is.
But you can order European bees.
No, I know, but they're going to forage.
They'll forage around for what's around you.
You know
so all your products are made in Europe?
100, not one. We don't have a single bee product from the US. And again, do you know how much money we would save if we did? I wish that we could. I wish that we could from a financial standpoint, but also just like as a person, because I know too much about pesticides and now I'm a psychopath.
There's no way you can keep your bees contained?
Because they got to go.
No, and we wouldn't want to do that.
Okay, so we will move to Europe.
Our bees, we have a lot of our propolis right now is coming from Italy. We do a lot of work in Brazil. We do a lot of work in France. Almost all of our pollen's coming from Spain. So we have apiaries. Apiaries are bee farms all over the world, but we're only working in pesticide-free zones. So this is actually a cool part of the company that I feel like people don't realize. We do regenerative beekeeping. So everything we do is pesticide-free. It's putting the bees first. And we do that, 1, to support the bees because they are an endangered species, and 2, to create the purest, cleanest product in the world.
What's the best looking beekeeping suit? Just tell me after.
What's the brand?
Mine I'll show you.
Right.
I have like a full Beekeeper's branded one.
Let's talk about the bee venom because, people have gone viral now. There's people that, there's a lot of people posting.
The new studies talking about breast cancer.
And so explain how this works. All I've seen is people stinging, like they take this. Does that kill the bee?
It does. So if you take a little piece of mesh and you sting yourself through the mesh, the bee will survive. The bee's stinger is barbed. And so bees cannot sting human skin without their stinger getting stuck and it ripping out their abdomen and they die. But if you put a little piece of mesh, they can sting you and survive because it's kind of a sweet thing. They can sting other creatures and survive, but if they sting humans, they die.
Wait, so when you get stung by a bee, are you happy about it because it's good for you?
It's a mixed emotional experience because a bee will, if I get stung by a bee and I'm beekeeping, that bee's going to die. And that's sad. I don't want to kill bees. But I'm also like, I got some bee venom. That's very good for me. There's melatonin in there. There's all of these different compounds in there that are really good for my long-term health.
You should get a little graveyard for your bees.
Do you know how many bees I have? It
I know,
would not be a little
graveyard. Be a huge graveyard with, it could be like little, you could get like little tombstones and put your bees in a graveyard.
So wait, what is in the bee venom or the stinger that has benefits for humans? And what's
so bee venom, it's just now being studied.
Okay.
The study that you're probably seeing all over social media, it's the one about breast cancer. So there was a study showing, and it was a very small study, and I think it was done in a what's it called in vitro or in a petri dish or whatever. It wasn't done on humans. So there's still more studies that we need, but it showed that bee venom can attack cancer cells, which is really cool. And the compound in there that's doing that is something called melatonin. There's a bunch of different compounds in there. And then the other thing that bee venom is being looked at right now is for pain and arthritis, inflammatory conditions. All bee products are amazing for inflammation. Bee venom's no different.
How often, though, do you have to get stung to see results?
So there is no like broad scale study that's done that. I know people with Lyme disease, they'll sting themselves every day for like 2 years. I've never done something like that. I also don't have Lyme. I am just casually beekeeping and casually will get stung. I'm not like actively trying to sting myself.
How bad does a bee sting hurt? I can't remember. I was stung a long time. Does it feel like a Botox needle?
Yes, but then it's like a lasting effect. It's like a lasting soreness.
Okay. It like pulses in you.
This is like a really off tangent question, but I'm just wondering, say, because your daughter's obviously going to get stung by a bee because of what you do. What do you do? Because to me, I'm like, get my credit card.
So you want to take the stinger out?
With a credit card, you're saying swipe this.
I'm saying swipe the thing.
I would use tweezers. It's like a splinter.
My daughter would never let me use tweezers on her. She would be like, no way. What else
she's
can
a
you
bit
do?
dramatic. Like,
She's dramatic. It's dramatic. So what can I do?
You actually don't want to just use a credit card because it could push it in. Like think of it like a splinter. Like you don't want the stinger to get, it's like anything. Like you don't want the stinger to get trapped in there. So I would get the stinger out. Then I would spray propolis on it.
What? I knew you would have a tip. Here's the thing though. What if you're like out? I saw a little kid playing at my daughter's school and he got stung and the mom doesn't have tweezers on her. So what are we doing?
So the stinger
underprepared, doesn't have a Swiss Army knife.
The stinger isn't necessarily lodged in there. Like check the thing. You'll see the stinger. You can kind of pull it out. You can sort of pinch the skin like you're popping.
Will it sting the person that's popping it out?
No.
Okay, so we pop the stinger out and then we spray propolis on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to like calm it down.
That's going to calm it down, take down the inflammation. It's going to be a little sore, but yeah, the propolis will take down the inflammation for sure.
So what other things can you use bee venom for?
So people are using it with really positive effects for Lyme disease. People are looking at it. I mean, the cancer thing is the thing I'm the most excited about, but that's again early days and more science needs to come out there. And then pain like osteoarthritis, all kinds of like really bad arthritis style conditions, anything that's really inflammatory. But bee venom is great at taking down inflammation. But you can use propolis for that same thing. I mean, there's studies in Brazil looking at how propolis can be used to shrink tumors because of the effects on inflammation.
How does it feel for you to be such a leader in this space? And are there people that are just trying to keep up?
I know a lot about bees and bee products at this point. And
how long have you been doing it now? Because I remember when we met you and you were a few years into it, but it has to be over a decade now.
It's been a long time. I started beekeeping in 2012. It's cool. I got to work with amazing people. I got to work now with a lot of amazing doctors and researchers. You know, I'm sometimes getting to consult with like pharmaceutical companies that are looking at patenting these things or using them for like pretty serious conditions. Propolis is used in the hospital system in different parts of the world. So I get to meet some really cool people and do a lot of stuff with bee products.
You came up to me at Peter Thiel's house?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And you were like, you're like, I'm launching this product. And this is the time where like propolis is like,
no one knew what it was.
Well, I'm like, is that like a spaghetti? I didn't know what that was. And you were like, Lauren, I'm launching this, blah, blah, blah. And then you launched and like you did create the category to me. And now like we're down the road. It probably feels really amazing to create that category.
It's really, the thing that is amazing is we have a lot of clients that are just like people like me, people like you guys who just want to stay healthy. And then we have customers that have very serious health conditions and they rely on our products for serious recovery. And
like
we hear
what?
from them. I mean, we have a lot of customers with rare autoimmune conditions. We have customers going through chemo. We had a woman write in recently. She's going through chemotherapy and she's getting these really intense sores in her throat. And propolis is the only thing that takes down the inflammation and reduces the pain. So we have people write in all the time with just like crazy recovery stories. And I think that like that's what fires up me, that my whole team, like we all read those together. And, when one of those comes through customer service, we like share them in the general Slack. And it's really beautiful to see that.
What if I get an allergy? Because sometimes I'll get a wild hair and get an allergy.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll drink a certain red wine and I get an allergy in my throat and it's like, you know that sound?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how to make the sound.
Okay, make it.
No,
you
I said
do
you
it
don't know.
so annoying.
You don't need to make
He
the
does.
sound.
No, he doesn't do the sound you make in the morning for everyone to experience.
Just go. Keep going with your question.
This is the sound he makes in the morning every morning.
Okay, you need more propolis.
I'm like a cat throwing up a fur
You know
ball.
what you need? We just launched Throat Soother. It's propolis with menthol and slippery elm. Michael, you need that. Yeah.
I woke up the other morning at 6 a.m. and all I hear in the bathroom is
Okay, you'll like this. Also, it feels
That's
like
every guy.
icy. It's like really cooling.
Your husband doesn't wake up and make sounds in the morning?
No, but he takes propolis every day. You're not taking enough. He
Not
actually
hot.
is obsessed with our Throat Soother.
All right, maybe I'll
okay,
get some
so
of that. What's it
if
called?
someone
Slippery
has
elm?
a perpetual hairball in their throat and a fake cough, Michael, or they're like me who gets a wild hair allergy, can you just spray the propolis in your mouth and it takes it away?
It will reduce the histamine response for sure. Take down inflammation. Yeah, it'll be really effective for something like that.
A few years ago, weren't the bees in danger, or like they were stressing the bees? Is
Mhm.
that still going on, or is that getting
Yeah,
better?
it's still going on because of pesticides. So that's why we're so intense. It's one of the many reasons we're so intense about pesticide-free beekeeping. But it's like, it's an uphill battle. I mean, what's happening right now in the US with pesticide regulation, it's
How tied
devastating.
to the bees is the human ecosystem? Like I
We
imagine.
would completely, we are, 1/3 of our food supply relies on bee pollination. So our ecosystem would be in shambles if we lost the bees. They've been around since prehistoric times. You don't want to, taking the bees out of the system is like taking a pillar, like everything would crumble.
There's something really grounding about bees.
No, but what I was saying is like a spirit. I mean, if you think about like, I don't think people, a lot of people don't think about this. I think about it. That's why I should be a beekeeper. How tightly interconnected our ecosystem is. And when you think about like some of the medicinal properties and the food sources and the pollination and all these things, like, from an environmental perspective, it's a real danger, I think, to humanity to lose the bee
It's
population.
incredibly dangerous. That's why when I meet vegans all the time, and some vegans are anti-bee products, some are not. And I explain to them, eating regenerative bee products is actually very good for the bees, because you want to support and prop up the industry that's doing things in the right way. Eating blueberry, like more bees die in commercial pollination. So almonds, like eating almonds is more harmful to the bees than
Don't
eating.
the bees like to work too?
They do, yeah. They all, like, that's what they're meant to do. That's what they're doing all the time.
Yeah, it feels like they want to work
Yeah,
to make
they're
nature's
very
candy.
productive. Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, bees will
projecting.
continue. No, they do though. Bees are industrious creatures. They're constantly foraging. They follow a system. They all work together, and they have like the one queen who's like the mama of the hive. The queen is having. This is actually interesting about royal jelly. So back to royal jelly and fertility. All bees are given royal jelly for the first 3 to 5 days of development. So the same way humans have breast milk, for the first 3 to 5 days of life, bees have royal jelly. Then after that, they switch on to a more normal diet of like honey, pollen, the other things. Only the bee who's to become queen keeps up with that royal jelly diet, and she develops completely differently than the other bees. So the queen bee will live 3 to 5 years versus a regular bee during foraging season who lives 6 to 8 weeks. The queen bee will have 1,400 babies a day, whereas regular worker bees don't have reproductive organs. So just consuming this royal jelly creates like these wild biological changes from a hormonal perspective and from a longevity perspective. And then that translates again to humans, because it's the royal jelly supporting longevity. It's the royal jelly that's really supporting fertility, supporting brain health. But it's just really cool to see how different it affects bees when they're ingesting
I am giving this to my kids every single day, the royal jelly. But
There you are complaining about having 3 kids. If queen bee has 1,400 a day, Lauren.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah.
Oh my
You can't call
gosh.
yourself the queen bee.
Like,
It's
let
only
me
a
get
3.
my
You
body back,
gotta get
Michael.
those numbers up, Lauren.
No, it's like he is like a bee. That's what it reminds me of. Like, I'm like, SWAT.
But the royal jelly has the liquid Adderall effect too. Like, it's so good for your brain. I mean, for me, I don't know how it was for you, but coming back postpartum, I was like, oh my God, does my brain still work?
Yeah.
And I was taking our brain health every single day, and I feel like it was like an on switch.
What about bee pollen? Because I like to have bee pollen in my smoothies.
Yep.
Is that really good for you?
Amazing for you. It's nature's multivitamin. So broad spectrum vitamins and minerals, full of branched chain amino acids.
Ooh.
Yeah, it also has hormone balancing effects, but it's like the most bioavailable I don't take a multivitamin. I'm psychotic, because we test our products at Beekeepers Naturals to such a high level. Like, we're doing third-party pesticide testing, we're doing heavy metal testing, we're doing all kinds of toxicity testing. And I know that at other companies, they're not necessarily able to invest in that level of testing. And so I don't trust most supplements. And I think generally people take too many supplements and it burdens your liver. And so for me, bee pollen is my multivitamin. That's all I take.
I take my bed and sleep so seriously. I set it up like a business, okay? I love, love, love my bed. I spend so much time reading, and I'm a 9-hour, sometimes 8-hour sleep kind of person. So I like to make sure the whole setup is just legit. From the mattress to the sheets to the silk pillowcases to the sleep mask to the red light, I I'm like not messing around, okay? So I just got the most beautiful cashmere blanket, and it's by the brand I showed you guys on Instagram, Cozy Earth. I'm obsessed with it. It's like gray and cashmere. It's comfortable. I use it on my bed as a decorative piece, but then at night I curl up in it. My kids love it. The dogs love it. It's absolutely beautiful. Cozy Earth is so proud of their products that they have a 100-night sleep trial. So you can try them out. If you don't love them, you return them hassle-free. But trust me, you will not want to return this blanket. I am so into this blanket. They also have incredible sheets too. They have these bamboo sheets that are temperature regulated. So it really guarantees you a comfortable night of sleep. Head to CozyEarth.com and use our code SKINNY for up to 20% site-wide. And if you get a post-purchase survey, make sure to let them know you heard about Cozy Earth right here. That's CozyEarth.com, code SKINNY. Because home isn't just where you live, it's how you feel. Let's go home with Cozy Earth.
This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Give online therapy a try at betterhelp.com/skinny and get on your way to being your best self. This October 10th was World Mental Health Day, and this year BetterHelp is shining the spotlight on therapists, people who truly make the world a better place, and people who spend much of their life and career doing nothing but trying to help people. Lauren and I have spent years, almost a decade now, doing this show, and we've had the privilege of talking to so many high performers, so many people that have worked through the problems of life and come out the other side as a better person. One of the common themes and common denominators of these successful people is that they use therapy and they work with great therapists. This is why Lauren and I have loved talking about BetterHelp for so many years now and love being a partner of BetterHelp, because they bring therapy directly to your home from the comfort of your own house, cost effectively and efficiently, and they pair you with incredible therapists to help you live your best life. All BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the US. And the best part is that BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on the therapy goals that you need. And their 12 years of industry experience help them get it right the first time. If you aren't happy, of course, you can switch therapists at any time for any reason to any of their other tailored recs. But don't just take it from me. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. And it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. So check them out. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who've helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/skinny. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/skinny.
Everywhere you look, people are talking about weight loss medications. It's the buzz. I'm hearing it off air, on air, all the things. If you want to look into it, there is a platform called Hers. Hers is transforming women's healthcare by providing access to weight loss treatment plans for every budget. Why I like this platform is they connect you with a medical provider who will work with you to determine the best treatment option for you. So it's not a one size fits all. It's definitely tailored towards you. If prescribed, you get medication as part of a doctor-developed weight loss program, complete with ongoing care, check-ins, dosage, and medication adjustments. You should know that their oral medication kits start at $69 per month with a 10-month plan when paid upfront in full. Hers is all about putting your health and goals first with real medical providers, making sure that you have what you need to get results, all from the comfort of your couch. So if you're struggling with weight loss and you've been wanting to look into this, definitely check out Hers. Whether you want to lose weight, grow thicker, fuller hair, or find relief for anxiety, Hers has you covered. Visit forhers.com/skinny to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's forhers.com/skinny. forhers.com/skinny. Weight loss by Hers is not available everywhere. Compounded drug products are not approved or evaluated for safety, effectiveness, or quality by the FDA. Prescription required. See website for full details, important safety information, and restrictions. Actual price depends on product and plan purchased.
Let's take a quick break to talk about Wayfair. As the holidays approach, do you have what you need in your home to host? Are you having the in-laws coming and staying in your guest room? Are you having your sibling coming over? Are you having your boyfriend, your girlfriend? Who are you hosting in the house? Let's make sure that you have all of the right holiday decor for every room in the house, whether it's Christmas trees, wreaths, or inflatables for the front yard. Wayfair's your one-stop shop. Whether you're looking to refresh that guest room with bedding linens, throw pillows, and accent chairs for way less, or just get that holiday cheer cookware in place, Wayfair has you covered. Lauren and I always like to have a little bit of a festive house during the holidays, especially with the kids when we're having people over, and having a partner like Wayfair is incredible. Whether you're looking for those guest basics like holiday linens, towels, or you're looking for a kids' room refresh during the holidays to get them excited about the holidays, Wayfair has such a wide selection of holiday items. They also have great kitchen essentials for hosting and big events, whether you're looking to bring the family together or have that holiday party. And they really have something for everyone at every price point. The best part is Wayfair's huge selection of home items in every style makes it easy to find exactly what's right for you in your home. And there's something for every style in every home, no matter your space or budget. Wayfair makes it easy to tackle your home goals this holiday season with endless inspiration for every space and budget. And like I mentioned in this read, you can find all of your seasonal must-haves from furniture and holiday decor to appliances and cookware, all in one convenient place, which is going to make hosting a lot easier. So check it out, get organized, refreshed, and ready for the holidays for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home.
I love having a scoop of your bee pollen with a scoop of coconut oil together.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I got that tip 10 years ago from Kimberly Schneider.
Yeah.
She would do a scoop of bee pollen.
That's like her pre-workout.
Yeah, and it really like gives you energy. I think it's called, I want to say, don't quote me on this, energy in a spoon.
Yeah, I put a pinch of salt on that too.
Okay.
It is like the most effective pre-workout. It gives you a lot of energy. It actually increases your endurance having bee pollen.
This is a good question actually as a follow-up for you. How are you using these products for, like that's a good example, the energy in the spoon. What other ways are you creating either, I don't want to say like meals, but or supplements or things that you're using throughout your day?
I mean, the propolis, like if you're going to use one product, and this is like an annoying thing for my investors to hear because it's literally our least expensive product, but our propolis throat spray. I think everyone should be taking propolis every day, 1, to support their immune system, and 2, to reduce inflammation. I think you can get in front of a lot of things that will hurt your body if you're using propolis to protect your system.
I guess what I was asking that in itself, what I was saying is there other like concoctions you're putting together, like the coconut with the like other things, smoothies, like are things you're making with your products?
How do you implement it throughout your day into all
like outside of just like taking the products the way you do it?
The superfood honey, that's my sweetener. Like baking, I drizzle that on. I love drizzling that. My favorite thing right now is sourdough, avocado, and then I drizzle the superfood honey and I sprinkle some bee pollen on top. That's like my favorite
that for dinner
breakfast.
tonight. That sounds so good. I do this little, I call it a rebrand. Everything's a rebrand with kids. And so every day we have honey bear yogurt. Honey bear yogurt is Greek yogurt with honey on top because they get the protein. But now I'm going to use this honey instead of the farmer's
I use the honey
market.
in my coffee.
This is what you told me.
This honey, 1, it's better than the farmer's market honey because you know that this one's pesticide free.
Oh.
But 2, the farmer's market honey doesn't have propolis, pollen, and royal jelly in it.
The farmer's market honey doesn't have the propolis, which is what we want.
We want the propolis. We want the royal jelly. Even manuka, like manuka doesn't have propolis in it. And propolis is really the antiviral ingredient in the hive. Like it's so much more powerful than manuka.
I just bought a $6 million honey. You know which honey brand I'm talking about. It's $6 million. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And I bought it. So you're telling me it doesn't have propolis in it?
No.
God damn it. I should have texted you.
Yeah.
I just was like, oh my, I got like, this must be like.
I know. Manuka is really good marketing. And manuka's great, but like it's just bees who pollinate the manuka plant, similar properties to bees who pollinate eucalyptus plants. And those bees also make propolis. Like propolis is the single ingredient that's going to affect your immune system.
So not all honeys are created equal.
Definitely not. I would say most honey, by the way, a lot of honey these days, it's cut with corn syrup, it's pasteurized. Like a lot of honey out there is just honestly complete garbage.
What about the buckwheat honey?
I love buckwheat honey.
So do I.
Yeah, buckwheat honey is great. So
the dark honey?
Yeah. And dark honey has really high antioxidants. So buckwheat honey is super high in antioxidants. We use the buckwheat honey in our cough syrups.
Okay, I can taste that. I know exactly what you're talking about. But the buckwheat honey at the farmer's market still has pesticides on it, you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, our buckwheat honey is coming from Europe.
You have buckwheat honey?
The one we use in our cough syrup.
But can you make like a buckwheat honey product for me?
Maybe. We'll talk about it.
What's been the hardest or the most challenging thing about scaling this business over the last decade?
I mean, we're going against big pharma in a lot of ways. And we're going against people have like really established habits when it comes to getting sick. And so, and I think also there's like this distrust of stuff that's natural. It's like, oh, it's natural, it must not work as well. And so I think really re-educating people about that and habit changing. And the thing that kind of changed the game for us was working with doctors. Like we now work with doctors all over the country. We work with physicians, we work with pediatricians, like we work with gastroenterologists. And a lot of them are either prescribing our products on full scripts, prescribing them in private practice. But we had to really bring the doctors in to understand the science, because I think for most people, again, it's like going up against big pharma and going up against these huge legacy brands that have been used forever and asking them to completely change their habit.
I'll tell you what it is. I think this is my theory. You're saying people have specific habits when they're sick. You do this with headache too. You know the Campbell soup ad where the snowman's eating the soup and he melts and it's a little kid?
I don't know that ad.
Do you know that ad?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, it's a really...
You're really aging us here, Lauren.
Really nostalgic ad, okay? Go look at this ad when you can. It's like the little boy, he's eating... Or
like
it's
he's got
snowman.
a cold, right? Like, but
No, the snowman's eating the soup and then all of a sudden he eats the Campbell soup and the snow just drops off him. There is a nostalgia that people relate to stuff like a Campbell soup, like a Dimetap, like a Robitussin. What is it called?
I don't...
Like a NyQuil, like an Advil. They relate it to when they were little. This is my theory. And when they were sick, it's like their mom or dad was taking care of them and would give them these things.
Like taking that Robitussin and thinking of mom. What are you talking about?
I think of Dimetap. When I think of Dimetap, I remember being like, oh my God, I would feel sick and my mom would come in my room with a spoonful of Dimetap. I remember this.
I think when you experience really like feeling sick, absolutely sucks. You know that feeling when you're sick and it's like, am I ever going to get better? I don't remember what it feels like to be healthy. I used to have that all the time. And when you experience relief, you just cling on to that as what you need.
Right.
And I think people are clinging on to things that are causing other problems for their body without realizing it.
Like
and so, well, I think petroleum-based dyes that are in a lot of these cough syrups, a lot of these products, we know about, Flonase. Flonase is, one, it's highly addictive, but two, it's affecting gray matter in our brain. Like it is bad for your brain. And there are people that are using Flonase every single day. So to habit switch to our nasal spray, which is completely non-habit forming, non-addictive, it's not going to hurt your brain in any way, and it's going to give you the relief. It's hard when someone's addicted to something and has been using it for a very long time. So there's a lot of the products that we were kind of sold and maybe even prescribed at a different time that are actually bad for our body. And it's really a re-education.
The baby can have the spray?
Oh. I mean, I gave my baby that spray. We say on the thing.
Check with your doctor.
Yeah, check with your doctor. But I gave my daughter nasal spray.
When
I told you she had
was
two
like
colds.
4 months old.
Yep, I told you she had 2 colds. Her first cold, I think she was maybe 5 months, but she was really little. And I gave it to her. And I told my pediatrician, and my pediatrician was like, "Yeah, it's fine. You know more about this than I do."
I like to sell my clothes, and I wanted to find a platform that I trusted, and I wanted to give my pieces a second chance. So I started a few years ago selling with The RealReal. It was the easiest and fastest way to sell my clothes. So they handle everything. So from photography to copywriting to shipping to customer service, everything is all efficient. And while I was selling my clothes on the platform, I realized, oh my God, this site has so many beautiful pieces. The RealReal is attainable luxury that upgrades your personal style. So if you're looking for brands like Gucci, Fendi, Prada, most of these brands are like 90% off retail. So not only was I able to sell my clothes in a really seamless way, but I also was able to shop and find some vintage pieces. And I knew everything was authenticated, which was awesome. And I could buy everything from a wallet to a coin purse to a pair of shoes to even this beautiful brown Hermes silk shirt that I found. I found some really, really gorgeous, beautiful pieces that I'll have forever. So what I like about this site is you know that you're getting the real thing. You can also sell your clothes. It's truly like a dream. I can't even tell you. Check out their Gucci on there. You're going to love it. There's so many good finds. The RealReal is the world's largest and most trusted resource for authenticated luxury resale. With thousands of new arrivals daily, no one does resale like the RealReal. And this month, you can get an extra $100 site credit when you sell for the first time. Go to therealreal.com/skinny to get your extra $100. Therealreal.com/skinny. That's therealreal.com/skinny. You get blood work done, you wait a week, and then the doctor says everything looks fine. Maybe they tell you drink more water or get some exercise, but there's not like actually a tangible breakdown of your hormones. There's no insights into inflammation or toxins or nutrient deficiencies. It's just like vague advice. And that's why I like Superpower. Superpower is a completely different experience. So it's kind of like the new preventative care. It's really comprehensive, it's more personalized, and you can do it from home. I am scared of doing blood, but with this program, it's only one blood draw. It's 60 labs, and it's a complete look into everything that's going on inside your body. I like that there's not like 7 blood tests. It's one, okay? And you get everything. They test for over 100 biomarkers. They cover everything from heart to liver to thyroid function. That was a big one for me. I wanted to see my hormones, my metabolism, vitamins, minerals. And it was really great because it scanned for thousands of different diseases and you're able to see everything. I think that's valuable to really have a hold on what's going on. This is crazy because it's actually like the same level of insight that pro athletes get, but the price is accessible. So it used to cost $499 and now it's just $199 for the full experience. That's crazy. Head to superpower.com to learn more and lock in the special $199 price while it lasts. After you sign up, they'll ask you how you heard about them. Please make sure to mention this podcast to support the show. Your biology decoded, your blueprint activated with Superpower.
This one is for the parents out there. You know who you are, and you know when it's almost 6 p.m., the kids are hungry, and you're still staring into the fridge holding maybe a half a snack pouch, 2 grapes, and 0 dinner plan. This is an absolute nightmare scenario. Been there, done that so many times. Hate to admit it, but it's true. And that's why I've stopped stressing over last-minute meals and started using Little Spoon, which is today's episode sponsor. They deliver real food for babies, toddlers, and big kids straight to your door so mealtime actually feels easy. At our house, the big hit lately is the chicken dunker lunchers. That's kind of hard to say, but that's what it is. And our kids basically think they're nuggets with dipping sauce. I love that it's loaded with hidden veggies and I don't have to peel, chop, or beg anyone to take a bite. It's a win-win for everyone in the house. All the recipes are made with pediatricians, packed with hidden veggies, and somehow our kids still ask for seconds. Everything's made with real ingredients, no artificial flavors, sweeteners, or dyes. It's a rare combo of convenient and healthy, which is so important. And for the parents out there, I know you know what I'm talking about. Little Spoon is also the first baby and toddler food company to set strict publicly available standards for heavy metals, pesticides, and more in their food for peace of mind, which again is so important to Lauren and I and many of you that listen and watch this show. And here's another exciting part. Little Spoon is now in Target. So in your next Target run, you can also grab the kids' snacks, pouches, yogurt, smoothies, and bars. So check them out. Little Spoon is the mealtime hack parents can't stop talking about. Try their no prep, nutrient-packed meals and snacks for babies, toddlers, and big kids. Get 50% off your first online order at littlespoon.com/skinny with code SKINNY at checkout. That's LITTLESPOON.com/skinny. And don't forget to use our show's code for 50% off your first order. Every day, our law enforcement officers face life and death decisions in increasingly dangerous environments, from high-stress incidents to critical officer-involved events. These men and women are on the front lines, yet they lack the training, funding, and resources they need to protect themselves and the communities they serve. Enter the Community First Project, a service-disabled, veteran-owned nonprofit founded by a Tier 1 Navy SEALs and Army Special Operations leader. Their mission: to provide cutting-edge, real-world tactical training that empowers officers to serve, protect, and survive. At C1P, they believe in the power of training to save lives, both the lives of officers and the lives of the communities they protect. With expert-led comprehensive programs, Community First Project helps to bridge the gap between what our law enforcement needs and what they're given. So when you support C1P, you're not just donating, you're making sure our officers are prepared for the challenges they face every day. You're helping build safer, stronger communities. And most importantly, you're saving lives. I'm very passionate about this mission and hope our audience is as well. So join us in this crucial mission. Visit c1p.org today to learn how you can help make a difference. Again, if you can, go do your part and make a contribution at c1p.org.
Are you a fan of the nebulizer thing? Do you do that when someone's sick?
I like that. I've never had to do it.
Okay.
But I would if I needed to.
What about the neti pot? I'm just wondering, like, what natural, or are you just propolis?
If I were to use a neti pot, I would probably put a little propolis in.
Oh, that's interesting. So you would spray the propolis in the
into
neti
the
pot?
water, yeah.
Huh.
And then use it. I spray propolis into my dog's water. Like,
really?
Yeah.
You're going to be walking around the house spraying it in everyone's water. I'm so annoyed.
So when you say like you're up against pharmaceutical or like some of the bigger companies, like, do you have to fight for shelf space against these people? Not in the, I mean, obviously, like, but and do they try to lobby to get that stopped, or can you?
Yeah, it's really hard to compete. In the early days, it was really hard. And honestly, we've been championed by our customers, and because our products work, and because we are living in an age where people like to share their hacks, that's been really supportive for the company. So, you know, we have people all the time who they're dealing with whatever, they're really sick, they use our products, and then they're all over TikTok about it. Or, you know, we have so many people all over TikTok talking about our brain health liposomal as nature's Adderall. And so, you know, people experience the benefits and they share that. But especially in the early days, I was bootstrapping, and it was very, very hard to get shelf space. It was very, very hard to get people to habit switch. And it was like a slow growth process.
It's funny because whenever someone on our team, the Skinny Confidential team, gets sick, I send them your elderberry syrup. I'm like, you have to try this elderberry syrup. That
one's really good. And that one it's elderberry, it's propolis, it's buckwheat honey, it's chaga. It's got like a lot of just clean ingredients that are backed by science.
What can Michael do when he gets a headache?
So honestly, I would take propolis what I would do is I would fill a glass of water, spray like 10 sprays of propolis, and put a little bit of sea salt and just chug that.
That's a good
I've
tip.
never tried that. I've had headaches my whole life. Like, and I think I heard, and I could be completely wrong. I've heard that like once you have a trauma, or like once you have something that triggers a headache, then it can like become a lifelong thing, because your body like knows how to deal with that trauma response. It's like, that's how, like, someone loses a parent or something, and they get a migraine for the first time, then it's like, it's a lifelong thing.
I believe in that stuff. I believe in, like, you know, your body keeping track of all of that. But I'm actually just thinking what I want you to do, and I really want you to do this for me, and I will send you so much of this product, and I want you to text me and tell me what happens. Take our brain health liposomal for a month. So I was telling you guys about this off air.
That's this one.
Yeah. We had one of the guys on our medical advisory board, Dr. Clark. We had him go into Dr. Amen's clinic, do a brain scan, and not taking any of our products. We had him go off all of his supplements. He was super clean before he did this. So no supplements, did a brain scan with Dr. Amen. And then for a month, he took our brain health product, went back and scanned his brain. And I actually made notes because I didn't remember. It's too much to remember. But this is what we saw from his second brain scan after a month on our brain health product. Improved prefrontal cortex activity. So that would result in better focus, planning, and emotional balance. We saw improved memory and language in the temporal lobe. We saw calmer mood and reduced anxiety in the limbic cortex. And he's a practicing doctor. He's seeing patients all day. And he was like texting me as this was happening. No, Dr. Clark, the guy who we did the study. Okay. Yeah, because he's on our board.
Raymond scanned him.
Yeah. And he was like texting me, and he's like, I'm like remembering stuff. Like, I'm like not writing stuff down. Like, it's kind of weird. And I feel like I'm like, my wife is telling me I'm really calm and like all this stuff. And then we saw better sensory filtering in the thalamus. And this one is what I'm really excited about. There was actually healing in areas of his brain that were previously damaged by concussions. So it can stimulate healing, and potentially that could really be helpful for you.
Okay, I'm going to try it. Doc Amen has a scan of my brain previously, so maybe I'll do it and then have him scan me.
Yeah, you could do another
again.
one.
What if you don't do Sabertooth anymore?
I've got plenty of concussion experience. So
if he doesn't do Sabertooth anymore, I will. The Sabertooth, there's always a Sabertooth tiger.
He's just like running from a saber-toothed tiger.
We will be literally on the best vacation, having the best time, and he is looking for that saber-toothed tiger.
No, but it's funny. Doc Amen scanned both of us.
Yeah.
And he said that I can't remember. I'm going to screw it up now. We've talked about it on a podcast.
That I'm like laissez faire.
And we've done an episode.
Cool and even keeled.
And we've done an episode with him, and he explained our results. So if someone's like curious about what I'm saying here, like we did an episode with Doc Amen, he went over our results.
He told me I have to play tennis.
But he said weirdly that I have like more of a female wired brain and she has more of a male wired brain.
Well, that's why you guys work, though.
But I don't like, not like I'm like feminine or she's masculine, but meaning like the way our patterning works. Something. But he did say that people that have brains that are wired like me will live longer than Lauren, because I'm like one of those guys where like
you're looking for danger.
And she's like, oh, like walking around and like
See,
a car.
I would think it would be the opposite. I would think, because I think I'm more like you, and my husband's more like Lauren, and like he's like chill about everything and just like fine all the time, and I'm always like I'm like looking for everything, freaking out about like what pesticides are in what products. And I feel like that stress would make me not live as long.
I'm the person that's sitting in the fire being like, it's fine.
He says the stress will make you live longer. Not like bad stress that's in your gut, but like the awareness of danger.
Okay, good. I'm going to tell Oliver this.
You know, here's my thing. I swear this is how I think too. And I've never told you this. I don't feel like I need to look for stress because you're doing it for me. It's a little bit like having an assistant like help you do things. Like why do I need to look for stress if you're doing it?
That is so real. That 100% happens in my house. Like if I wasn't there, I think Oliver would be psychotic. But he's like, oh no, Carly's already researched this.
Yeah.
Like I have to go, sometimes I have to travel for work and she will stay, you know, she does too, but she'll like a lot of times she'll stay with the kids. Right. And I worry, now I'm double worried because I'm like worried about myself. I'm looking around, but then I'm like, when she's alone without me, like who's watching for the danger? So I'm like, you know, neurotically like checking in on her, being like, is everything okay? So I think sometimes she like plays it up when I'm around, but when I'm not there, I think she's like on it. Does that make sense?
Yes, that 100%
like she like
happens.
lets, like when I'm there, she's like, oh, I could just like, whatever, this guy will figure it out.
100%.
But then I feel like you're really capable when I'm not there.
You never know.
Because I see
Keep
you
him
doing
guessing, bitch.
I see you doing things that like you say you can't do when I'm around.
Oh, I do that all the time with Oliver. I'm like, I can't open this. And then he's gone and I'm like lifting weights and like carrying.
I don't like to open things though because it does ruin my manicure.
Yeah, fair. Exactly.
Yeah, like I feel like you like backflip down the stairs and like karate kick the door when I'm not there. When I'm there, you're like.
If you had to recommend, let's all go around the table, one of your products to the audience to start with, what would it be?
Propolis. Everyone should be, I know I keep saying this, but there is just so much science behind this ingredient. There's so much value, one, in supporting your immune health and not getting sick anymore, but also fighting inflammation, reducing all the oxidative stress. Taking propolis every day can do that. It's been around for thousands and thousands of years. Like this isn't a new thing. People across Europe, it's like integrated into the medical system. It's crazy that we're so behind in North America.
I give my kids the kids one, and then there's an adult one. Those are the two that we would recommend, and they're so affordable. They're like, how much are they?
Yeah, it's $14.99.
Yeah, it's very affordable. Personally, you know what I'm going to recommend. I've already recommended this to the audience, which is I call it Liquid Nature Adderall.
Our brain health product.
Yeah, and I take one of those every day. It's in my purse. I'm a huge fan, and I call it Liquid Adderall. It's brain nootropic.
So that is the liposomal one. It's literally the same formula. We just lipolyzed it because it's more bioavailable.
The ones that are in the packets.
Exactly same, just liposomal. So it's going to hit you even faster.
I'm not going to recommend one because you guys recommended the ones, but I'm going to do it differently. What I'm going to try now, because I'm familiar with your line, is I'm going to do this for a month. I will report back.
I also want you to take our nasal spray. Do you take that daily?
No. So now I'm going to do...
for the...
No, so I'm going to do No, I have not. Do you know what's funny? I've never tried the nasal spray.
So the Nasal Plus, I think I brought you some. If I didn't, I'll send it. The Nasal Plus, and then also the Throat Soother. So that's a product we just came out with. It's a propolis with menthol and slippery elm. And that one, it's like icy feeling. It's like we launched that one. Our propolis is for every day. And then that one's like when you have a sore throat or if you're like dealing with something in your throat, it's like very cooling.
If you get rid of the fake cough,
I think I
the
can.
Sound in the morning, it sounds like the Velociraptor in Jurassic Park. Every morning, I will literally. I mean,
I think I can do this, Lauren.
It is so. Sometimes I'm like, is someone playing a joke on me? Like, is this real?
No, because I like to kind of announce where I am.
We know. You guys also gave a discount to the audience. You can go to beekeepersnaturals.com/skinny or enter code skinny. You guys gave everyone 20% off their order. You guys can also shop Beekeepers at Target, Whole Foods, Walmart, Amazon, CVS, and Walgreens. You guys are everywhere.
Everywhere.
Damn. Rapid fire questions. You ready? Favorite random bee fact?
Favorite random bee fact, that when the bees overwinter, they huddle to stay warm and they vibrate at such a frequency that they create so much heat in the hive. So they can survive in like a snowy, cold place.
What's a weird or unexpected use for propolis?
Like any cut, any blemish, if you burn yourself, I spray it topically.
Oh, you can spray it topically.
That's what I use on my kid.
Obviously, you can do it for the stinger too.
Yep.
The bee sting.
I mean, if my kid gets scraped at the playground, like if I have anything. Actually, I got microneedling and I put propolis all over my face.
Oh, that's so smart. Salmon, semen, and propolis me up.
Yep. That's the combo.
That's
seriously.
Smart. That is actually very, very smart.
That's actually very Korean because propolis is used all Korean skincare. Like it's huge, huge, huge.
Smart. You know what? Stacy Christie, who does our facials, uses her own propolis mix that I believe is Epicurean. And the way it soothes your face, like she'll like, you know how they like really get in there with the skin, and she uses it as the last step. You know that step she like paints jelly on your face?
I don't know if she's done that step with me. Thanks,
Oh,
Stacy.
it's the best.
Maybe she
So
will.
if you'll
Maybe
see
she
though,
has.
like even like a sunburn, if you have any kind of burn, spray propolis on it. Like I burn myself cooking sometimes. I'm very clumsy. And literally, like I spray the propolis on it and I'm fine. It's
yeah, I
so
know what
powerful.
you're saying, because when I get that facial, she like heats my face up, and then she cools it down with the ice roller and puts the propolis on. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
feels good. Okay.
Talking about
Beekeeper,
my sounds coming out of my mouth.
beekeepersnaturals.com/skinny, code skinny. Carly, where can everyone find you to say hello?
My Instagram is carly.kremer. I'm on TikTok at Carly the Beekeeper, and just all over Beekeepers Naturals. We are on every social platform and we love to connect.
Huge fan.
Congratulations. We've seen you do this for a long time. It's pretty incredible.
Thank you.